to you.
Got it. We're on it.
Okay. So I wanted to open tonight with singing the 7 names of God. And I know there's a little time delay. And so I'll sing it rather slow. But I know we all know the 7 names of God. Hari para matma Allah Ramas God Yezedanhu Hari para matma Allah Ramas God Yezedanhu Hari para matma 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 Ramas God Yezedanhu. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. I did manage to put them all on my computer, so anytime you want me to play anything, just let me know.
Okay, yeah.
Be high quality this time.
Oh, I hope.
Last time.
Yeah. Okay. In this time of, I thought it would be nice to sing this ghazal. Very early on, Baba wrote this ghazal to Hazrat Babajan. And I think in this time of, I don't know if this is liberation, but the freeing up of women and, you know, the change that has happened within our lifetimes for women. It's, I think it's all because of Hazrat Babajan, the first perfect master that was a woman that we know of. Anyway, she was one of Baba's masters. So he wrote this to her. And I think this one, the last line of it was lost. And the people who helped me, I wanted to talk about this because it's very interesting. There's a group of wonderful Baba lovers in Karachi. And it's, you know, Minu Karas's family and the Arjanis. And so it was Franny Karas, who is the widow of Minu Karas, and Jasmine Driver Karas, who married their son. And then Maruk Modi, and Maruk also helped with the translation on this. And she, I think it was Maruk who found the lost line for me. And Maruk is Nashirwan Nalawala's sister. And they all speak Urdu. So it was a wonderful thing that they did for me. It took about 6 months for all this to happen, but anyway. So I will read this translation from these lovely Urdu speakers and friends of mine. Now, he's talking about Hazrat Babajan. We are your countless followers. You are father to every one of us. We are very grateful, bowing down to you thousands and thousands of times, asking, bestow on us your pure love. I will go beyond all limits in praising you. This world is a marketplace full of good and evil. Your limitless bliss is on us beyond conception. I scatter, the word is nisar, I scatter or cast my life at your holy feet. Whether it be an animal or a bird, whether male or female, or it be the crane, the waterfowl, it's only you, Yazdan, holding sway over the entirety of creation. You are within and without every one. You have no companion, yet you are forever everybody. I am sinner, the dust at your feet. Forever have mercy on me as I have remembrance of you. Astonishing are your ways, astonishing is your work. Grant me your grace, O Parvardigar. Immerse me completely in your pure love. Everywhere you are one and the same. Huma holds a perfect garland for you in his heart full of love.
Fabulous.
Isn't that interesting? He refers to her as father of everyone and Parvardigar. So.
Such a beautiful image, a perfect garland.
Yes.
That image, so powerful.
May I also say that I think that Babajan referred to herself as a man.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, frequently she did.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Now this was written in Gujarati, just as a piece of information. Okay, I wish I had a tabla player. This is a wonderful tabla piece. Khuda tujhna banda hame beshumar badano pe dar tujha parvardigar shukar tujhna kalik hazar hazar bakas mujhne paki batao tujhno pyar तुझ कुदरत ने तारीफ करो हद बहार जहान ने कने की बादीनो बाजार खुदा तारीफ रहमत हमें परपार करू जाना तुझना कदम पर निसार Karu Janna Tujna Kadam Parnisa Shujanwar Paranda Shumnar Nandinar Shumahi Paranda Shumuran Nemar Isopar Cheyazdan Taroja Madar Tu sauni che under ne sauni bahar. Tu sauni che under ne sauni bahar. Na tu nudge tujne sati tuje sonno yar. Gudegar tarochum unka kesar. Sada tuj meher, rehem tuj no yada. Ajab tari kudrat, ajab karobar. Ajab tari kudrat, ajab karobar. Makasta mujne ai paka parvardigar. Ashoi mado je tu mane ostevar. Buraja tu yeksan che ai kerdegar. Huma hete haye hakiki no ha. Huma hete haye hakiki no ha. Kuratu jnabanda amebe shuma. Badano peder tujna parvardegar. Shukar tujna kalik hazara hazar. Bakasamujne paki batao tujno pia. Jai Baba. That's the sound of Gujarati.
Are you going to read the English?
I did.
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
I read it before.
Sorry, I didn't get those connected. I need.
Yeah. You want me to read it again?
I need to drink more tea. Apparently, yes. Read it again.
How about a coffee?
All right.
Okay, I'll read it again.
Thank you.
We are your countless followers. You are Father to every one of us. We are very grateful, bowing down to you thousands and thousands of times, asking, bestow on us your pure love. I will go beyond all limits in praising you. This world is a marketplace full of good and evil. Your limitless bliss is on us beyond conception. I scatter my life at your holy feet. Whether it be animal or bird, whether male or female, or it be the crane, it's only you, Yezdan, holding sway over the entirety of creation. You are within and without every one. You have no companion, yet you are for everybody. I am a sinner, the dust at your feet. Forever have mercy on me as I have remembrance of you. Astonishing are your ways, astonishing is your work. Grant me your grace, O Parvardigar. Immerse me completely in your pure love. Everywhere you are one and the same. Huma holds a perfect garland for you in his heart full of love.
When did Baba write that?
Oh, I don't have that note here, so I don't know. This might have been one that was written later. I mean, I have so many notes on this. This is actually the production sheet that I used when we had it in studio and doing recordings and adding musicians, the back to it. So I usually have all the notes on one thing, but I don't have the date on that one. It might have been, it's possible that it was in that time between when she kissed him on the forehead and he went into that period of being really zonked. How's that for a poetic word? Forgive me. A little levity, my dears. Okay. I think we have full moon tonight.
Really?
I don't know. There's something spectacular coming up over the trees outside.
Oh, look at it.
Yeah. Okay, this one I think I sang last time. Yes, I did, but I want to sing it again this time, in case there's some who weren't there. This one has a lot of bearing, I think, for everything that's going on right now, too. This one is called Kando Shakar, and it's in Urdu. And I'll read the interpretation, the translation first. Give me sugar, give me sweets. I am like the honey bee. Combine elegant and sweet words. as I am syllables and letters of contradiction. God's abode will be shown only after leaving this world. How can God be seen, still in the grip of these desires? I am the slave of the Creator. The Creator of the slave is He. Within me is the birthright to truth, but I am trapped in this wailing, this complaint. My wish is to see God from this lowly state, but this cannot be, and I am caught in this terrible sport. This pain is without remedy. Breath stops in the chest. Everything stops as I draw my final breath. The parrot in Huma's soul speaks out from the cage of the body. O Yazdan, give me freedom. I am trapped in the prison of this body. Okay, let's see. Where's the light good here? Kando shakar dilado tore magash me hume shirin sakan jurado arafi bahas me hume dunia ko chorte hi rabaka patani lega Kaise dikengi malika abata kavas mehume kalika se hume banda bande se wo hakalika mujme hai hak ke adil Firyadaras mehume Kaki nazar se rabako Aidekaneki kwahisha Aisa nahi osakata Fikrabas mehume Ye darabe davahaye Jati medam rukata hai Sab kuch bhi ho chuka hai Akeri nafas mein hu main Akeri nafas mein hu main Huma karuti tota kai he tanke pinjare me azad kar de yazdan badani kafas me hu me azad kar de yazdan Kabandani kafas mehume. It's another one. I wish I had a tabla player here.
Beautiful.
I've performed these, of course, with accompanists.
I have them all on my computer, so anytime you want me to play them, just let me know.
Okay.
I did look it up, and tonight the moon is 99.1% full.
Okay, well, it's pretty spectacular right now. Because we have a clear day, it's like a flashlight out there. Okay, now this one is called Sanam Ki Surat. And it was written, I think this one is very old. I would like to tell the brief notes about it first. Yes, okay. This was written in 1917 in Pune, in Kasbah Path at the toddy shop. His father had a toddy shop, and I think he ran a toddy shop also after that. Anyway, in 1917, this was sent to Sorabji Desai, or Soma Desai, and that's Mansari's uncle. And he was a well-known writer and publisher. Now, it was sent under the name of Baba's name, Huma. And in case there's someone here tonight that doesn't know what Huma means, Huma was Baba's pen name. And Huma means the kingbird or the phoenix that rises from ash. And it's a Persian word, Huma. And if the story was in Persia that if even the shadow of this bird's wing passed over you, you would become a king. So Baba writes this in 1917 in Pune under the name of Huma. He sent it to Mansari's uncle, Sorabji. Okay, Sorabji kept it, but he did not know who Huma was. So in 1923, in Manzili meme days, Baba sent the manuscript of his biography to Soma for editing. And these were in many different languages. He would not, and Soma would not publish these as he did not know who Meher Baba was. So again, he didn't know. So once again, he had Rustam carry for the second time and the third time, take them to Pune and give them to Sorabji Desai. And then only in 1923, he came to know that Meher Baba was Huma. And then he published everything that Baba sent him. But it took all those years. I mean, Baba never said, you know, I think that's a funny story. Baba's never in any rush, is he? He has no sense of time. None at all. Okay. The translation of this song is, ever since I saw the beloved's face, its impression remains in my heart. Separation has broken my very core into pieces. That wound remains in the heart. Love of the rose, is it the bait or is it the snare? Ah, those entrancing, beguiling idol's tresses. Thoughts of it like nightingales emerge from the head and are entangled in the heart. When selfishness is destroyed, duality is annihilated. In one place are both what attracts the heart and what captures it. O you who by convention make a show of worship and then beg fulfillment of your desires from the truth with a capital T. The seasoned lover speaks the name of God secretly in the heart. Wondrous strange are the habits of the walis. In one and the same breath they laugh and weep. Externally is disgust, internally sublime love. On the tongue a curse, in the heart a tender prayer. Some say truth dwells in the temple. Others say the Lord's place is in the mosque. Why are you searching outside yourself, O ignorant one? O Huma, God is in the heart. Now this one is quite long, so I'm going to sing the first 4 couplets only. But it'll give you a sense of the rhythm and what it sounds like. Sanam ki surat hai jab se dekha, wo naksha bataka sama hai dil mein. Sanam ki surat hai jab se dekha, wo naksha bataka sama hai dil mein. Judai ne ki jigar ke tuka de, wo daga abataka rakha hai dil mein. Wodaga abatakaraha haidilme. Wogul fe ulkat kodana samajo. Yadama sanajo wobotaki fe. Heya le jisaka misale bulbul. Nikal ke surse fasadilme. Nikal ke surse fasadilme. Kudi mitito dui fanahe. Kudake ashke ashek. Kudi kudahe. Yekiti kanna hadono dilka. Dilber me dil ruba haidil me. Dilber me dil ruba haidil me. Zahe tu zaher bandegi karke. Mangita hai tu murada hakase. Wo pakta ashike nanami yezadam. Namesha pincha akaidilme. Namesha pina ashkaidilme. Sanam ki surat hijab se deka. Wo yaksha abataka sama haidilme. Wo naksha abataka sama haidilme. Jai Baba. Isn't that a sweet tune? And it has such a nice beat. The problem with translating these things is, as anyone knows who's done any translating work, is to get the subtleness of the meaning, we have to use so many words that don't fit a rhythm like this. We can never match the meter, you know. And so I can't even imagine translating this into an English song that you could sing. To me, it has to stay forever in these languages. Did anyone have any questions? As far as I know, that's the earliest example that I have of Baba's ghazal writing. Amazing. What was it, 1919?
Well, you
1917. Yeah. So, and it was definitely before Manzili Meme, which was in the 20s. So that had to be that period where Baba was.
Billy, did you have a question?
No, I just want to say that Elaine has a superb sensibility and sensitivity to this, and what a memory for the melodic idea and the subtlety and expression. It's beautiful.
Well, thank you. But you must understand, I had the most wonderful teachers there are ever on the planet, you know, the women mandali, who knew which tunes, how to sing it, and the inflection and the accent and everything was taught to me by them. So I'm just grateful to have even been there, you know, and have this landed in my lap. It was a great, great gift and helped change my life, actually. It really did.
I believe it.
Which is another story. Never mind.
Well, we'd like to know a little bit about it. How did it change your life?
Well, I think I did mention it in the other session that we had. It was at a time, it was in 1989. And it was at a time when I think I told you everything was being taken away from me, everything. It was the end of a marriage that I thought Baba wanted me to keep, you know. and I was doing everything I could to do that. But the other half of the marriage was not. And it just dawned on me finally, after years of suffering, that a marriage is held up by two posts, and if one of the posts falls down, it's not a marriage anymore. So it was like, ping. So what am I doing? So that was one of the major things, but there were also many things that were other happening, deaths of people and animals. And so it was at this time, and I think I told you I had designed the first Mehra book under Arne Voss's tutelage, or she organized that whole production of how that book should look and everything about that book, the green one with Mehra's face on the front. Okay, so I did the design and production of that book. And
My first Baba book.
yeah, oh, wonderful. And the whole point of design for that book was that nothing, Arne Voss said, nothing in it as she turns the pages should displease Mehra. So we worked so hard on that book for a couple of years, and that was in 1989, in the spring of '89, and Mehra dropped her body as the books were coming off the press. So and that just devastated me. First of all, it devastated me that she passed, that was hard enough, but this effort to do this book perfectly for her she never saw it, and I delivered the first 2 boxes of books. I flew over by myself with these boxes of books and delivered them to Meru on the porch. And Meru, who is like one of the strongest women that I've ever known, she broke into tears when she saw me because she knew what I had. And I broke into tears, and I put the books down on the veranda, the cement veranda where Mehra would sit. And when I did, I felt this lift off of my shoulders. It just something lifted off. And so that was another disappointment and loss, a huge, huge loss for me. And I was sitting on that veranda one day, and this was not pilgrim season. This was there were no pilgrims around. And I was sitting on that cement step where the stairs come down from upstairs where Baba's room was up there. And I was sitting on that cement thing, and Katie was sitting at the other end next to Mehra's chair, and she was singing to one of the girls who lived there out of this little booklet, like about this big. And she would sing these beautiful songs in what languages I didn't even know. And I was the first time I heard them, they just went straight through me. Maybe because I was in that state of sitting there, wondering what I was going to do with the rest of my life. Having finished the book, the marriage, the this and the that and the other. And I was devastated. And I was sitting there in that state, and bingo, this voice came into my ear. Katie was singing, and I thought to myself, these are so beautiful. And they just blew me away. I said, how come no one's recorded them? To myself, in my head, I said that. And this voice came and whispered in my left ear. It wasn't inside my head. It was somebody whispering in my left ear. And the voice was not male or female. And it said, Elaine, why don't you record them? Because I was thinking, how come no one's recorded this stuff, And I just was like, what? And then the voice said it again, exactly the same way, precisely, like it was a recording. Elaine, why don't you record them? And And then I knew. I was like completely astounded, sitting there where I was. And I just, I said, okay, I'll think about it. I started bargaining with God. I'll think about it. Well, actually, before that, I had said to myself, I don't know how to do this. I've never done a recording, even though I've sung all my life. But anyway, and so then finally I thought about it for a few months after I went back from that trip. And I got in touch with Monty and wrote her a letter and proposed the whole project to record all of Baba's ghazals and get permission from the trust. And she sent back and said, yes, come, do. And the doing of that and working on this stuff is what changed my life. It turned everything around completely.
Beautiful.
So, and I don't need to explain how it turned it around. It just did. So these were liberation for me and opening of the heart, which had been smashed. So everything and anything is possible. And that was Baba's gift to me. And that's why these are really seriously, it's a gift for me to have them and to sing them for you. It's, it is my gift to you and it is a gift to me. Okay?
Yeah.
Did that answer your question, Shveresh?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Beautiful.
Oh, God. All right. I don't think I've ever told that whole story like that before. Okay.
It makes me think of the Rumi poem about having your whole house cleared out,
Yes.
and then, but it really is a good thing because it might be getting you ready for some new wonderful experience, which you courageously went through these difficult taking aways, and you were.
Well, I don't know how courageous it was. You just go through it because there you are. You can't do anything else, You have to go forward. You have to keep going. Anyway, that's how it happened for me. And it's like Baba just took hold of my life completely then. And there was no other distraction, no other desire, So anyway, shall I sing and read another one? This Bombay Kia, I think I sang last time. And there was something that Eric Tepperman and I said to each other about, he liked this song, so I thought, well, I'd sing it tonight for him. And I don't think he heard me singing it last time either, unless he was tuned in and I didn't know. But this one goes very well with his poetry because a lot of his emphasis was on being a slave. So this one is called The Cry of a Slave, and I did sing it a couple of weeks ago. This one is in Urdu, and the translation is, this one is fairly short, relatively short. I like the attitude in this. This one has attitude. If you make me a lover of God, what can happen? If you bestow this, my heart's desire, what will happen? How can I see God's radiance as I am full from head to foot with ego? O great intoxicated one, if you destroy my pride, what do you lose? With this veil of lust and desires over my eyes, how can I see the Master? What would happen, God, if you reveal to me the merciful Creator? In other words, be merciful to me. Drinking the wine of God's love, I myself became the wine server, the saki. So what is it, O beloved, if you have me drink the wine of your love? Huma has left his home and now beseeches you, O God. I am sacrificing myself at your door. What is it to you if you let me sit there? Isn't that a great attitude? Like what? Okay, this is another one that is very good with tabla, and I believe it's recorded with tabla. Mujhe bhi ashike yazdan bana doge to kya hoga. Mujhe bhi ashike yazdan bana doge to kya hoga. Mere dil ka yahi arman dila do. ये तो क्या होगा खुदी से सर्वा सर्वा कहा मुझको दिखे हक नूर खुदी से सर्वा सर्वा कहा मुझको दिखे हक नूर खुदी मेरी साई मस्ताना मिटा दोगे तो क्या होगा हवस का पर्दा चश्मों पे मुझे मालिक दिखे कैसा हवस का पर्दा चश्मों पे मुझे मालिक दिखे कैसा मुझे भी खालिक के रहमान दिखा दोगे तो क्या होगा खुदा के इश्क का मैं पी के साई बन गए साकी खुदा के इश्क का मैं पी के साई बन गए साकी शराब इश्क हक जाना पिला दोगे तो क्या होगा वतन खुद छोड़ के हुमा तुम्हें ये अर्ज करता है वतन खुद छोड़ के हुमा तुम्हें ये अर्ज करता है तुम्हारे डर पे हूँ कुर्बान बिता दोगे तो क्या होगा तुम्हारे डर पे हूँ कुर्बान बिता दोगे तो क्या होगा मुझे भी आशिके यज़दान बना दोगे तो क्या होगा मेरे दिल का यही अरमान दिला दोगे तो क्या होगा जय बाबा Wow, okay. I was going to have a recording of Rhoda, but we just have 5 minutes left. So I wanted to close this with a song you might have heard performed before. This is a song.
How long is Rhoda's piece?
It's long.
Oh.
And it's a Hindi song. So this is a song that technically Baba did not write, but Baba said that when he was Zoroaster, he sang this song. Now this song was what, 6,000 or 8,000 years old? This is the prayer that's in the Avesta, which is the holy book for the Zoroastrians. And Baba said that this prayer, I mean, there are many prayers in there, but Baba said this is the only one that was written by Zoroaster. And he told this to the Roshan Karawala and, the Jeswala and Karawala family. And he had a singer named Kohiyar who lived in Mahabaleshwar. And Baba said, this man Kohiyar is the only one who sings it correctly. The priests don't sing it correctly. And so he had this man Kohiyar go to Bindra House in Pune and teach everyone who lived there how to sing this song. And so even though I've heard a recording of Kohiyar singing it that was recorded by Eric Nadel, and it's wonderful, it is Roshan who has kept it alive, singing it at the Samadhi. And of course, she passed a few years ago. And she sings it on the recording. And it's kind of a showstopper. This is the end of a show. You can't sing anything else after this. Anyway, this prayer is so very beautiful that I think it must be sung as a Baba song with all of that behind it. It's also difficult to sing. Anami es dan, setayen zabayin, dadarahura mazda, Rayoman Korema Harves Payaga Kerdega Kudavande Kudavandan Padishah Barhame Padishah Megeheda Kale Kemaklum Al-Razak Roji Dehande Kader Okavi Okarim Bakshayande Bakshayazka Mehraban Pawana Odana Odada O Pak Parvardigar Adil Padishahi Bizavabasha Ahura Mazda Kuda. Jai Baba.
Hey, Baba.
Jai Baba, Elaine, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It takes everything I have to sing this. I don't know.
Do you have that recorded? Well, of course, now we're recording it. Thank you,
Well,
Baba. But no, have you recorded it professionally?
Not me. Roshan sings it on the Song of Huma. It's
You. I'm asking whether you.
No, I have.
Well, you must. Please.
Well,
Again,
can't
this is
imagine what
probably
album
not
I would
political.
release it in, dear.
That, okay, this is probably not politically correct to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. I like your singing better.
Well, thank you. When I sing it, I heard this one recording of Koyar singing it, and I try to sing it like Koyar. And that's what you're hearing the difference between. Now, Roshan sings it very beautifully too, but she sings it very out. And I sing it very in as Koyar.
That must be the difference I felt.
Yeah, Koyar sang it so beautifully. I mean, it just moves you so much. It's a very primal thing, this prayer. I can read the translation, but believe me, you don't really need it.
Love to hear it.
Okay. It's a simple prayer in English. It's a simple prayer, I think, in Avesta. By the way, the Avesta is written in a language that's now not spoken anywhere in the world. It's a completely dead language. And
Although quite a few of the words are still
yes,
very.
well, the names of God are still the same, and
Yeah.
things like that we recognize. So the translation is, in the name of God Almighty, I praise and utter. Almighty God, full of glory, full of radiance, all-knowing, preserver of all, God of God, King of kings, protector of all, creator of all things created, bestower of bounties and giver of food to all, Lord of nature. O Almighty God, the Ancient One, forgive us, bestower of grace, O merciful. O merciful, O omnipotent, omniscient, O Lord of all, O nourisher of purity.
You kind of hear some of the 101 names of God there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Well, if Zoroaster wrote this, then it was what, 6,000, 7,000 years ago? And Baba wanted it preserved. It's why he had Koyar teach them in Bindra House, and then he had me hear it, so I recorded it. As far as I know, that and then Eriko's recording of Koyar are the only
Who
recordings.
is he, Koyar?
Well, he's, of course, passed on a while back, but he was a Parsi, a Baba lover who lived in Mahabaleshwar, and a lover of Baba. And he was, being a Zoroastrian, he sang this prayer all his life, I assume. And Baba said he's the only one who sings it the way it should be sung. And who would know but Baba?
Yeah.
So I consider this, being written by Baba, but it was Baba when he was Zoroaster. It's one of these miracles. It's been brought back to life again, from that time. To me, it's just a miracle.
It is. And the Koyar recording you heard, is that accessible anywhere?
Not that I know of. Eriko recorded it in Mahabaleshwar at Koyar's house. And so Heather has all of Eriko's things. It's up to Heather what she does with it. I don't know how many of you knew Heather and Eriko, but they were two very extraordinary Americans, young people who came to Baba at the same time that I guess maybe in the early 70s. I mean, I went to the Darshan, the 69 Darshan, but when I met them, it was in 73. And they ended up as well, part of our family in a way. And they ended up in India, living there. They gave their whole lives up, and they lived in India. And Heather and Erica built two houses there. And then he was, they were killed in that awful attack that happened. They were attacked in the night. I guess you may or know that story or not, but I don't want to relay that story right now. But Erica, they were attacked in the night, and Erica was killed. And Heather is still alive. Heather is now a trustee of the Meher Baba Trust. They gave their whole lives there. And Erica was an exceptional person. He was a gifted teacher. He was brilliant. And there he was. He looked like Upasani, as a matter of fact. Not Upasani, but one of Baba's, I can't remember which one. He went around Meher Baba wearing his knee-length shorts, hanging around his waist, and hardly ever wore clothes. And he kind of behaved like Upasani, but he was this brilliant guy. And he was like the Pied Piper for all the children who came there. And we brought our 3 sons to Mehrabad from the get-go. They grew up going to India back and forth so many times. And Erica was their Pied Piper. They were enthralled by him, and he would tell them great stories and charge their minds. He was just wonderful. So I'm glad he